The Four Youths and the Lesson of Wisdom. Once upon a time in the great city of Taxila, 4 young men studied under a wise and famous professor. Each came from a wealthy family and pursued different fields of study. The 4 young men used to listen their teacher attentively. One studied music and dancing, another medicine, the third astrology, and the last philosophy. After 3 years they became proficient in their subjects, and it was time to leave their teacher and return home. Cut to the professor handing each student a cooking pot and some grain. Professor gave this as a gift for the journey and advised that no matter how skilled one might be in their studies, if he does not have the wisdom to act according to time and circumstance, he may go hungry. The students nod, but their faces show confusion. Thus, they set forth on their journey, unaware of the lesson they were about to learn. After several days, their dry rations ran out. The professor's gift became useful, but they needed more ingredients to make a proper meal. So they discussed and divided their tasks to make a proper meal. Musician took the responsibility cooking the rice. Medico will go to the village to buy meat and fish. Astrologer will collect vegetables from the forest. And philosopher will go to buy ghee for the curry. They all nod and set out. The medico reached the market, but his knowledge became his obstacle. He remarked that the fish could cause indigestion and the meat was too fatty, so he left without buying anything. The philosopher walking with a package of ghee wrapped in leaves. Meanwhile, he started thinking deeply. He said, "Ghee comes from milk. Milk comes from cows. Cows eat grass. Grass is leaves. The ghee and the leaf are related." Lost in thought, he didn't notice the ghee disappearing. By the time he reached the medico, he had nothing left. Back at their campsite, the musician was cooking the rice. But as it started to boil, musician taps his foot, then starts dancing to the bubbling sound. Musician said, "What a rhythm! Such beautiful beats. Let me dance." He spins around and accidentally kicks the pot. The pot crashes, spilling the rice. When the medico and philosopher returned, they saw the disaster. Though they admitted their failures, there was still one hope: the astrologer. So they left to find him. After finding a while, they found him sitting on a tall tree branch. Holding leaves, he said, "Look, I found fresh leaves for our meal." His friends asked why he is still up there. Then the astrologer said, "I climbed up when my stars were favorable. But now my stars are not right for climbing down. I must wait for a descending constellation." The 3 friends said, "To hell with your stars. Just come down." The astrologer, frightened, tries to climb down but slips and falls with a thud. Realization their fault, the 4 friends sit together, bruised, hungry, and disappointed. The wisdom of their teacher's words now became clear. You may be proficient in your subjects, but if you don't act according to time and circumstance, you may go hungry. They had learned their lesson the hard way. Wisdom is not just knowledge but knowing when and how to use it. Knowledge without wisdom is useless. Thanks for joining us on this interesting story. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more interesting story.